even.
No, that's true.
Yeah, we'll call it a throwback.
I mean, we don't have to stick to it. I'm just enjoying the idea of it. It's how it made me feel, you know? I like the way the Observer also just likes to explore slightly off the map. It's like, it just finds a bit of joy in it. It's cute. Anyway, we are into this one. We can stop talking nonsense. NIP on the defensive side, G2 on the offense. And as said, a classic map between most of these players. They know how this works. They know all the lineups. This one has been geeked out.
Actually, a lot of damage gone over. Actually, already Chihuahua tucked into the TP with the camera outside. So liking this setup here to try and capitalize on the hooker push. But he's kind of stuck now. And G2 are pressure in towards site. JD all the way back towards defensive spawn on. Actually, Chihuahua going to find a kill here. That's a big kill on Zeke. That's some of the hooker control relinquished, and all 4 members now of NIP going to swing through the TP and find Patatek.
Yeah, I guess he's got the information, but they still need to do something with this. Spike's still ticking, G2 down to 3, and the impact somewhat lacking at this point. NIP looking quite clean, but they've got to keep the speed up on this one. JD's gone down. That's a problem. That opens up some more cover for him to fold into. And G2,
okay.
How did they just win a 5v3 in that scenario? Their post-bomb positioning wasn't phenomenal, but they just made that work.
Yeah, I mean, initially 2 big wins coming out for NIP. Initially Zeke falling and then Patatek kind of getting swarmed through the TP there, but G2 hold the line with sheer frag power, nothing else. I mean, you made the perfect point. The post plant setup wasn't great. It was scrambling to find a position with JD still causing a threat, but NIP just got farmed. Oh, we found another bear.
Teddy bear. Okay. I like that. Okay. Zeke looking for a little bit of space here. This is kind of a 4-1 split. Stacked out towards the garden. Mixwell should check on this cleanly. Does. No worries with that.
Catches the headshot to JD as well.
Yeah, I mean, Mixwell's doing damage. We did at least have some benefit to the fact that Rhyme found one with the Bucky, so he can kind of keep some control and funnel them through long rather than sitting towards window. So I guess that's one bonus.
22 HP though, he's going to have a hard time getting Infinils done. Existence will find one, but yeah, actually, Existence finds a second now. Finally traded out Rhyme with the right click, and Pit actually on a late lurk comes through hooker here. Spike being pinged for him, but you can see Rhyme just tucked underneath hooker here with Bucky. The 3-piece on the second round there. Worthwhile event. 900 credits, by the way. That's all it takes.
Bucky fans around the world. Okay. I mean, I straight up gnomed the noise that I made when that happened. So, you know, I'm having a good time. But apparently someone keeps calling my phone. So I feel like I should answer that. I'm going to leave you 1 round. Are you okay with that? Because they've called like 3 times now. So clearly it's important. Welcome to working from home. Fun times. Be right back 1 sec, Hypoc. All of you.
So actually, Rhyme going to carry that Bucky over into the next round as well. 5 out of 7 on his ultimate. Existence as well, picking up a couple of kills also. Actually, only really Korea sticking with SMG, expecting, I guess, a minimal investment on the side of G2 back into this, you got to say, or maybe just a little bit of economy management coming out on the side of NIP. Pit now. I'll look for some presence towards showers. Korea sends his paranoia down a little early to block off that Aldrone coming through. But again, his position is clearly noted here, and you can see on the minimap, actually, D2 stacking all the way up here. They're going to full clear him. Korea will fall immediately from the Vandal from Mixwell. Smokes down on site now, and they do actually have entry and control of default with these smokes. Ardiis will respond onto Chihuahua, but there you go. There comes through the TP rotation. It's only Rhyme now. We know he's got a Bucky all the way over in defensive spawn, so not going to be able to get close enough to do any damage on the way into G2. Patatek will get the spike down.
Spike planted.
Now G2 can set up with all 5 members for the post plant here, and this is where that minimal investment on the side of NIP and the full buy come back in. Actually, from G2, Ardiis will find one with the Spectre. Rhyme down to 3 HP now. He's going to have a very hard time. There you go. Zeke lands the Stinger headshot. Will clean him up nicely. Just Existence left. Phantom in hand. Expect him to try and save this one out or try and do some damage to G2's economy and equipment. But a clean response from G2 after you got to argue, a fumble in the previous against lesser equipment. So G2 will keep 5 alive. Existence not actually managing to find an exit. The 2-1 now, and then IP. They will, I think, scrappy buy if they do decide to come back in on this one. Like I said, it was a Spectre and a Bucky that was saved through previously. So you can see already, Phantom Vandal, Chihuahua, no weapon on his side, and JD actually opted to pick up a Bucky as well. So scrappy is the word, but full armor across the board. And G2 sitting pretty with their economy.
I have returned. Updates, of course. Ordered some meatballs for dinner.
Nice.
Just wanted to let you know. And for some reason, my order went through twice. So the lovely German man called me up saying, hey, this is a bit weird. And I was like, yeah, I'm not that hungry, so thank you for calling. So nice guy. What a nice guy. Shout out to you, Italian man, but German man making me some meatballs tonight. My homie. What I can say is... somewhere. Shut up. What I can say is I'm glad to be back casting this because answering a phone in 2021 just brings me anxiety. Like, who makes calls? But for now, they're calling back. Dear Lord, what is going on? But for now, G2 are down to 4, so that initial pick is going to weigh heavily.
Well, actually, some aggression shown back towards Showers, actually. Patatech going to be forced out here. The 2-man swing, JD and Chihuahua, but no pick found. And actually, Ardis going to note the position of one player with that Hunter's Fury. Chihuahua finds 2. Mixwell will respond onto Existence and find the wallbang as well. Mixwell's so good for these clearances right now. Wants to reload, and actually not expecting JD to swing out on that reload. And actually, Ardis finds themselves in a tricky position now. 1v3 spike planted. Spots out one player in heaven. Can't land the shots. It's getting counter peaked left, right, and center there. Kriya finally putting him down. And now IP will come through with a defuse. So again, a scrappy one. Coming back to that sort of deathmatch playstyle that G2 endorse or employ so often. Again, really, that comes down to the aggression shown back towards Shower. Again, Mixwell's hand is forced over on A short. He has to come out and bail his teammates out. It doesn't come off. G2 will be able to buy back into this one again. Now the economy should
phone off. Here we go.
Level out a little bit. Mixwell operator in hand as well, but he does have his ultimate and Patatech's orbital strikes online.
Okay. A little bit of room to work with now. I'm looking for that early fast peak. Let's at least get the advantage of controlling this side of the map for now. And it looks, I've got to say, it does look like NIP are quite well equipped understanding what G2 like to do. I love the information here on the orb. Constant battle. I remember Sean Gares highlighting this before in the past, how important that, you know, shower control can be for both teams and how both sides will approach it. Love that. And Sean Gares is just too good at his job and too handsome. It's a horrible combo for anyone else in the world. Pitt, though, still trying to work his way through this. Owl drone should be noted right about now. So that comes through. Cage goes up. But while all this happens, he does lose life for this. Unfortunately, the rest of the squad is still over by B, so the hit hasn't come through just yet, but there's the information now. Ultimate has been invested.
Yeah, and actually, I'm not sure if Pitt really read that situation. The drone comes through, but Chihuahua's position, creeping in. Pat actually finds Kriya inside that smoke. Rhyme will respond to that second tap. Clean as you like. Orbital strike goes down, forces JD out of that cubby. Nice. Oh, Existence actually caught the lineup there. Pat and Zeke will fall, but a very back and forth round. I was saying as you were away, it's sort of like G2 are taking some of these rounds and employing that kind of chaos deathmatch theory that they're known so well for, but NIP responding really well to it.
They certainly are. I mean, I'm happy to see it, and I think this does definitely pay into the aspect of it being a little bit more of a known map. But the thing that's impressing me is it looks like, at least on initial glance, this is still early, keep in mind, that NIP are very aware of how G2 like to play this, and that's not surprising. I mean, G2 are probably one of the forerunners in Europe. If you're going to look at teams, you're going to understand that they are one of the teams to look out for, and Rhymes made light work of Mixwell. Simple stuff for him, maybe not the rest of us. He definitely knows there's more players around here too. But how has Zeke got here?
All the way in, but I guess a double statue at some point off screen, and that aggression onto Long has actually come back to bite them, because Zeke will find another kill. Korea comes out on top with the classic, but Zeke responds again. 21 HP now. G2 in a 2v3. Spike is down on site, but not planted just yet. Rhyme creeping back, needs to clean up Zeke before Pit can show presence. And here you go, trying to lurk his way up long once again. Just 5 or 10 seconds off the beat here to try and help his teammate.
Okay. Position noted. Existence goes into play. Just pin him in. There's no chance of escape. The cross is being watched by the Rays. Pick gonna try and eliminate that vision. Now knows that one's, of course, dedicated on the site. Quick little shoulder check from Existence, and the man is too well versed in this. A true veteran of the FPS scene as a whole, but the man, you know, found true glory over in Counter-Strike, and bringing that here has been excellent to witness, honestly. Outside of that, though, the speed in which G2 were able to exploit the vulnerability, at least in towards that hookah room, was quite impressive. However, the answers are there. NIP, very well versed, and something that I'm glad Banks highlighted was that we get to see maybe the classic Rhyme come out. Rhyme before he had to IGL as much. Rhyme when he's a little freer to take those fights. Already a very strong start. So if we see that carry on, this could be a very interesting match.
Again, just eager to find this control outside towards market. But G2 not faltering. Too long, 3 pushing towards hookah now. Expecting Existence to actually stay in, but we can see already who's all the way back over towards the defensive spawn. And Chihuahua, the cam, going to spot all of this information without risking out the peak. This drone actually getting a bit close for comfort. If he gets the tag there, he could lose his life, because G2 are close enough to punish it. And there you go, both kills actually. Ardiis and Patatek finding Korea and Chihuahua on site. Existence. No flashes left, just the fault line and the aftershock. So it's going to be difficult for him to get any value from his utility out of this situation.
Certainly is.
Planted.
Eyes on Rhyme. Oh, sick on the first, but look how close that angle is. And Existence just down to...
Okay.
What? No,
4
this
kills.
is tilting.
Like that.
This is horrible. Mix will have to make a play, and Existence just did some incredible work, joined by Rhyme, and that's around you tilt if you're G2. That's around you should not be losing like that. You had favorable fights throughout that post-plant.
I mean, the only thing that threatens that setup, having that much control, obviously 2 members on long, and having Existence boxed into elbow, when you've already got that control before the spike goes down, it takes a miracle to lose that. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, it literally fell apart in a matter of seconds for G2.
This should be a timeout called to de-tilt from that, honestly. Wonder who's called the timeout. I didn't actually catch it in the game, but I imagine at this point, yeah, the classic tactical pause, but it's in reality, we need to take a second to unwind from that, because that's going to really put them in a frustrated place, I'm sure. And they do need answers. The significant amount of the gun rounds have gone NIP's way, and they've looked quite prepared for this. Now, they are on the defending side. I would say G2 are very good on the attack. It's one of their better looks, I'd say, more than most. I'd say they outperform on the attack. However, NIP look accustomed to this, and winning rounds like they just did is very indicative of a good performance coming in from both Existence and Rhyme.
But like I said, though, it's some of these matches are just coming back to... It becomes a death matching thing. Like, the post-plant setup can't come down quick enough, but again, in that previous round, it came down to just being pushed, and there's another push actually coming in. Rhyme actually going to get the kill with the boom bot there onto ardiis. Going to invest the showstopper to try and clear up Mixwell, but has to spin around, take
this is. Super bloody battle there over towards A short. Now the plants come in, and there are 2 players ready to play back into this. One is Existence, and he's been doing well. However, a disadvantage sits in front of him, and probably a fair amount of utility left on G2, considering how quick that hit came in, even after the investment of the ultimate. Chihuahua creeping out slowly, seeing how far he can get. A one-way is going to make this tricky, but there goes the smoke. Quick little swing does give him the angle, but loses HP for it. Existence spots one. What can he do with this? Information garnered, isolates, good communication between the 2, but the final players are going to make this tricky. That's going to at least remove Mixwell from the equation for a second, but there's still the additional man, and that's going to be Zeke. Zeke, wait, no! Oh, Oh,
Okay,
Zeke just saves
okay.
him. There was a second where that could have fallen to pieces.
And again, the single stack over towards bench there. As soon as was it Patitek on bench? I'm pretty sure it was. Chihuahua finds that kill, and rightfully so. You know, the Rolling Thunder invested to push out any threat from lamps. By all means, stick for it. But Zeke bailing G2 out, landing those taps through triple. And I mean, puggy is the word. It almost, dare I say, it looks like a ranked game. Like it's sloppy. It's literally just back and forthing 1v1 peaks, and you know, players picking up 3 kills from spots they have absolutely no business doing so.
I think it also highlights to how they're having to look for these bits of edge. I mean, you saw how pushed up Rhyme, and I think it was Korea with him, I'm not 100% sure, were towards, you know, Aiden. They'd pushed incredibly far and made it very, very problematic for G2 even just to take that space. So there's so much commitment and so many early fights. I think it's just due to NIP being quite aggressive. Here comes at least some look of an execution. Smoke wall has gone down towards A. The trade out, Mixwell this time going down to the drone, the bot, excuse me. That's wild. And Korea, oh, the just quick glance from Patitek. He had to turn back around. A lazy check of the corner will cost you your life. And they didn't even check on that pit. What's going on? This man is better than this. And Rhyme's just proven he's better than all of them. ardiis goes down. And now Zeke left in no man's land. That's gorgeous work from NIP. It may look messy, but the communication, the crossfires, these synergies are coming into play. And poor checking from G2. We've seen ardiis die to the bot that came down, the little Roomba man going out for a walk around. Mixwell suffering to it as well now. NIP are holding beautiful crossfires.
Again, and I know it's the Boombot that picks up the kill on Mixwell though, but again, Rhyme finds another 2 kills that, I mean, he's tucked outside showers behind bench. Yes, yeah. Pit walks out, okay, smoke drops unfortunately for ardiis, but it's things like that. It's those weird scenarios where he's picked up 3 kills there, and the round just shuts down after that. This is honestly a better look for NIP than it is a worse look for G2, because it shows they can do this brawling. If G2 want to kind of, you know, W key up A short like Mixwell just did there, NIP can kind of hold the line.
This is kind of sick. I'm kind of liking it. I'm kind of enjoying what we're seeing from the ninjas. Kind of surprised, really. I honestly thought with the average of this map's knowledge being quite high, I thought the difference maker would be the individuals of G2, right? Like that would be the logical thing. So again, good work from the ninjas to look in this sort of form. I'm liking that. However, we still know G2, when they get pretty mad, they get pretty good. Now, JD's going to hear that all day long. Oh, there's no subtlety to it. Looking a little flustered by this, and a new battlefield being drawn by all those cages and traps being put up and everything being committed. Chihuahua, in the meantime, did find Zeke. And even with that plant coming in, G2 are down to 2. I want to see where they're at. Where are these G2 players? Pit towards the elbow, does get into a fight with JD, and he's not going to lose that. Mixwell's out of there. Done.
Yeah, just picked apart. I mean, Pit, obviously, he's focused on his cages there, but elsewhere, NIP are able to find 3 kills. Whilst they're trying to isolate that 1 kill, which is JD, in elbow, the rest of NIP just go to work.
He's got a little body armor on, man. He's ready for battle. Look at this dude. Why are they so aggressive, man? Like,
I'm pretty sure
like,
the bear on the left.
Plushie.
The bear on the left is exactly the same as the gun buddy, which is, funnily enough, my favorite gun buddy. It's called like Bear Tactics or something.
Nice. I always liked on this map that when you stab the kind of like spices, just, you know, pops up a bit. I like it. No, right? Oh, wait, right? Is there an option for slow-mo? Can I get that in like half speed possibly? Because I'm apparently really old and that didn't make sense in my brain. How does he get that and fade away?
The worrying thing is, in the kill feed, it wasn't a headshot. That means he actually hit him twice. So he headshot him through the wall and then got the body tap as well. But again, it's this aggression outside Hooker. And look, as soon as it's done, yes, this time they found first blood, but they peel away. Now JD can line a couple up on short. Chihuahua there with the counter peek, and it's only a frenzy in the hands of ardiis, but clean as you like there, closing that one out.
Last round before the switch.
As this counter peek, and again, yeah, the fundamentals this time around on Bind are looking much better from NIP.
They're so sharp. Oh,
Here we
thank
go.
you for helping out old person Lauren. Riot just ignoring that Slack message, moving on. Bro, that was mad. All right, Rhyme, do it again. Double down.
But G2 don't seem to have a response to this.
No, they
to
don't.
this early control they're trying to take. Kriya.
Kriya's on the wrong team.
Yeah. I love how ardiis just absolutely no nonsense. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna run straight to spawn and kill you, and then just back to what we gotta do.
I mean,
Just fully expecting the Kriya ego ult into spawn.
Now, keep in mind, G2 have been running through hookah quite comfortably, and it's been somewhat not necessarily ignored by ninjas, but allowed by the ninjas. Now, this time, they're going to opt to, once again, ignore it, but they're sitting on the extremities. This is a site execution again. Now, last time they didn't check the corners. Let's hope this time it's a little bit cleaner. Here come those ultimates, though. Gets to be a problem. Zeke forced up in the air. Up and down we go. Ultimate invested, but Mixwell good enough with the rifle. And now the spike should be planted, and G2 looking very poised in this round to at least close on the half.
Last one again, just a brute force round here from G2. NIP down to 2 now. Rhyme has the showstopper Hunter's Fury sent out just to try and find something towards spawn. Nothing tagged in pipes though. Paint shell from Zeke. Gonna stop this push from Rhyme. One satchel left, so he's not gonna be able to get too close here. Chihuahua actually finds one on the way in there. And ardiis, so Chihuahua good for 2, but now finds himself on a 1v3. Pat swings out, finds the headshot. 8-4 for NIP here in the first half of Bind.
Okay, I'm going to ask you something, Operation. Do you remember if Icebox was an 8-4 half to Ninjas?
It was.
I feel like it was.
NIP started 8-4 on Icebox, yes.
Okay, let's see how this then looks. Which one of you observers is the teddy bear finder? Who is the bear collector? I don't know how I could... Is it Salty J? Ah, now we know. We found ways to communicate. But the side swap comes in. So again, Ninjas last time they looked good on their attack. It was very choreographed, I felt. It was very constructed and well-rounded. I do believe that this could be tricky to make work, but if Rhyme's having a performance today, this could be pretty different.
Yeah, and I mean, more so now, I think, on attack, it's important for NIP to try and find that first, you know, that first 10 seconds control, the first 10 seconds kind of presence shown, and whether or not they find value for it or not, but it's that information you can garner on attack just by looking early on if anybody's going to peek out. Pit. Trapwire is actually going to get taken out by the drone here. So, again, information. They know that Cypher's utility is invested over towards B here, so maybe a little bit of a deeper position from G2 on A, but actually, with Rhyme where he is, Pat's got to be careful on the time end of the smoke. Actually, just catches an elbow out the side of it. Both players whiffing a little bit, but Rhyme coming out on top of that one in terms of HP. Pat's got to be really careful now.
Yeah. A little scary. Ardiis.
Okay, immediate headshot. Yep.
Doesn't feel great. Trying to use the utility as best he can while he still stands. Pouring it through towards the shower. Good damage, greatest shot. Existence down. Mixwell now put to task. Oh, the body block. You're going to be mad about it. You don't love it. Oh, God, if they lose this, it's going to be so tilting. But no, Zeke and Ardiis. Okay.
I was tilted watching that. I was actually tilted for Mixwell there because he was jumping, scrambling, trying to get away.
God. You can imagine the amount of anger that would have come through. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Ugh, just pain. Straight pain. 8-5 though. Here comes recovery from G2. Be it sketchy, it's a round on the board.
Yeah, a few pistols on the side of NIP, a Sheriff and a Ghost I did see. Obviously SMGs across the board, I think, for G2, unless they were swapped out last second. Again, NIP as they did on defense, showing a lot of presence in. This isn't the observer cam. This is so all of that information given over to G2. The push comes through. Spike actually getting planted now, but all 5 members of G2 now made their way across existence. Now we'll know there's a camera and hookup. Z, got to be careful there. A little bit lazy. Actually, JD and Chihuahua will find kills.
It shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't even be a bother this round. They're on pistols. And they're not even particularly upgraded pistols. Mixwell having to push in because JD just made that interesting. Oh, how is it this close? It shouldn't be this damn close.
I hate to repeat myself, but again, just players in situations where they, should only find 1 kill or not even find a kill, are finding 1, 2, 3 kills for NIP. Again, made that one very costly for G2. Mixwell's got his Blade Storm on. Pit with a Sheriff, Patatech with a Spectre, Zeke with a Spectre, ardiis and Mixwell with the rifles. Whether or not Mixwell will pass that over, should he choose to use his ultimate here on this round.
This is the bit that's going to interest me now, Hypoc, because the rounds, yes, G2 won them, but the way they won them scared the life out of me. Now, they're fiery players on G2. It's something that I like about them, but it can also have downfalls, and if you get frustrated, it can certainly echo. And now we see, obviously, the Ninjas on a better buy. We'll have to see if that does actually make much of a difference. Pit, again, this man, he's got vision. Only seeing 1, though. Gonna call that out. Might need some support towards long. I hope that Jet's got really good vision. Whoever it is on that B side is going to have to really keep track on this one, because they're about to push up through Garden. The cross is still being watched. It is Mixwell over here waiting. Smokes come in. They are still waiting this one out. They have not fully committed to the site just yet.
Yeah, but 2 members of G2 actually still over on A side, so now you can see the rotation coming through, but keep an eye on the minimap. There you go. There comes the TP rotation back in. That's what makes Zeke and Patatech's position important here. Chihuahua gonna get tucked in here and gonna get a freebie on Pit as well, so that might actually be the green light to send a few more bodies back towards B.
Oh, they're in... Honestly, you could still hit A with this. They heard that TP come
30
through.
seconds
I don't know
left.
how much they know of Mixwell, and I think this is going to be the interesting one. They're going to go through the TP themselves. This is existence. Just his brain, the cogs turning. There we go. Calls it out, spots it, done. It's going to be Mixwell finding Chihuahua, though. So they've lost the presence towards B, and now Mixwell and ardiis lock it down, lock it out. Zeke comes in out of nowhere as well. Shut down, say goodbye. G2 finally find that form I'm looking for.
I'm pretty sure Zeke just full on went through the TP there. Like, all members of NIP were just hyper focused towards site, but great combination, both finding 2 kills apiece. This is a better look already from G2 in the second half. And again, I was talking about economy wise, it's a lot messier than it was on Icebox, but once they get back to that 8-8, it's the economy that becomes the factor, because that momentum builds.
Ooh.
As we... Speaking of momentum, there's the option screen.
Zeke, let's see what he's got here. Chihuahua already working through toward showers. Or worse for wear, is Patatech's going to claim that, nicely utilizing the smoke in the background, keeping Chihuahua from having any support potentially. Mixwell. Playing patient. Does have support there with him. Playing towards elbow. Not too much to worry about just yet. And you can see the patient here. The patience here, shall I say. Pip trying to keep track on this. Didn't see anyone just yet, but surely knows there's plenty of potential already flying through, though. You're going to see it. Nice work from Mixwell. The sounds are spot on. Give me his headphones. Mine just don't do that. And it's ardiis looking sharp as ever, and they are controlling this round. No threats this time truly being found by those sheriffs, by those... Ooh, easy now. Easy now, Mixwell. He's starting to come online.
That was clean.
Yeah, it was. But it was against an eco team, so I'm fine with that. But I think they need that, Hypoc. Like, there's something to be said about, like, the mental approach, and it's something, you know, we talk about in Counter-Strike in the past. Clean rounds give you such a better feeling, right? Close rounds, yeah, you can clutch them out and whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, a round win's a round win. But when you get nice, clean rounds like that, because G2, yes, they've won 4, but some of those 4 were super contested in ways that they shouldn't have been necessarily for a team that's a heavy favorite. So to see them picking that up cleanly is good. But this time, Rhyme's not going to fall for Paditech's tricks. That was something that previously worked out before. We saw that isolated player over towards Showers. This time, punishment's there. Zeke going to just lob in the paint shell and hope for the best.
See, Hunter's Fury gets invested there on the side of NIP. Nothing really gained from it in terms of information or a kill, to be honest, because no tags came onto G2. So Spike now makes its way back over towards B. A little bit of a fake thrown down. Korea going to smoke off lamps on A, but Mixwell positioned for this kill after the recon drone drops. He finds the first, but Existence will swing and find the trade. ardiis just needs to buy a little bit of time for his teammates now. A lot of damage coming off, actually. Finds a kill. Traded out by the showstopper, though.
Does he go for it? He's feeling bold, he's feeling brave, and it pays dividends. Ori looking for more pits there by his side. And the timing was just perfect. And now a 1v2, JD has been nuts, though. How can he isolate this to a 1v1 2 times over? Looks for the first, he gets it. Oh, JD! Quick as lightning, this guy. Does not know how to drop a round. Left in that scenario, I thought they were going to double peek, look for something smart, a better way to approach it. But JD, that snap on the second, man.
But I think JD's play is so bold that they just didn't expect him to be there. Like they're again double swinging on towards front of tube. You wouldn't expect somebody in a 1v2 situation to just be standing out in the open there. But you're absolutely right. I mean, hits the first, the snap to the second, clean as you like.
We do have a timeout coming in. I believe that's for G2. I think I just saw Pitt's name, so should be the case. Thank you. See, look at that. I like talking to observers. Like, normally I have to, like, have you ever heard Rush in Counter-Strike? He's our observer, normally. And he tries to bully me a bit, you know? Like, he's very rude. So it's nice having kind observers. And, oh, God, is this the Mixwell shot? Here we go. Yeah. Look at this filth. I want to watch it. I'm just going to sat here watching. Oh,
Perfect.
What a gamer. Absolute bloody gamer, this man. Looks like we are back underway. And it looks like a very all-in sight towards A. There's no subtlety to this one. It's all go.
Hey, Korea actually going to full-on challenge Patatech behind lamps. ardiis now posted up, holding Chihuahua out of showers. Again, Rolling Thunder gets put in, but no value found off it right now. G2 holding the line perfectly against this ability usage. JD actually going to take a lot of damage. ardiis swings and cleans that one up with the help of the boombot. A bit of an overpeak there, but 3v1 now, so should be very much winnable. There you go. Existence not able to get anything else done from the A short cubby. Again, just another bread and butter. Just it comes through like all the utility and the ability usage is completely nullified by G2 and NIP. I mean, their hand is forced, right? They need to try and capitalize on that usage, and they're unable to.
Yeah, we do have a tactical timeout for NIP coming in, and I think it's probably a good time to kind of go through this. Now, they could even extend it if they want to. I mean, it's a little bit more viable in Valorant that you can win eco rounds. Like, even with like a sheriff or 2 bit of light armor, you definitely could, but I don't think they want to particularly buy too low. They're going to be on pretty low money anyway, apart from Korea or Existence.
It's things like, you know, Sova's ultimate, Razor's ultimate, occasionally Breaches are ones that you can sometimes convert these eco rounds if you throw down a sheriff or a stinger, which it's only a 200 credit difference, right? Those are the ones that you look to. And then, you know, further on from that, Sova has shock darts. He has obviously the owl drone and whatnot. Isolating a kill like that on an eco round, even if it's a 4-man charge down with classics, like that's your best chance of picking up kills and converting those. Looks like it's just going to be sheriffs on this, and they don't have the benefit of any of those ultimates. We kind of used, again, Hunter's Fury 2 rounds ago, Rolling Thunder invested, Showstopper not online just yet. So this is a really difficult round for NIP here, because it's going to put G2 on double digits.
And also, I wouldn't be surprised if they somewhat take their time to talk through their options going into the full buy. The next time the Ninjas get the opportunity, because they need an answer. G2 have definitely stabilized. They've got their players now really picking up some pace. They've definitely picked up some of that individual form. which is always scary, right? That's always the kind of bottom line with G2 is that if 2 of their players turn up, you're in trouble. If any more turn up, you're not going to win it. But right now we are seeing a couple of their players really find that like little bit ahead form. Zeke forced to make a choice here. Mixwell does have a really nice angle on the cross. Not necessarily a fumble on the utilization of Cypher's utility as you know, as a smoke as such, but yeah, that is very filthy. This man is just doing the dirty and actually loses out to Rhyme. Now, Spike is down, a gun's been recovered. Now, they are working with very little here. Keep in mind, it's frenzies, bits and pieces. It's really not a lot. And wait, that was sloppy from Zeke. Maybe not expecting that angle to be available, but he did find Chihuahua in the meantime. And now Ryan really going to struggle to make anything happen with this.
Yeah, Recon gets destroyed immediately. JD not going to be able to get any of that cheese through the smoke. He gets revealed in return. Zeke will pick it up. Again, just the amount of damage gone onto NIP. There was 3 players down sub 20 HP, I'm pretty sure. So again, G2 just needed to stabilize, take the time, and sweep through the site, which is exactly what they did. Now, I think...
Tactical timeout. There we go. They're fighting for it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And look at it, it's, yeah, only 1 player on NIP over 500 credits, and that's Korea. So this is when it becomes really frustrating, actually, in Valorant, is when you're kind of in this economic struggle where, I mean, you basically, you can afford, what, 1 more mistake in terms of a round loss? But now, it's actually, this is a do or die round for them.
Certainly is. They have very little time to come up with the best option available. The timer now ticking down. 4 rounds on the trot of the start here for G2 in this half. Or bound back for NIP, but then the run continued. So, for the Ninjas now, this is going to be pretty brutal. They need to find a way forward, and the hits have not looked choreographed enough. They've not looked well-rounded, but that is another problem found. Rhino says another. He doesn't quite outdo Zeke, though. A 1-4 trade out, but information garnered. And another mistake, I feel like Patisec's been caught off a little bit here in the showers. Yeah. Maybe needs to adjust a touch, but you know how valuable that is to a defending side. However, Ninjas did exploit that, but they lost a player for it.
I'm fine on defense with it, as long as that trade comes through, as long as Zeke can secure that kill and bring it to a 4v4. You know, I'd rather be at kind of a disadvantage on defense than I would attack in terms of the man advantage, but what's the value? It's, you know, losing the smoker, potentially losing the molly, the stim pack, the orbital strike. I
like this positioning from the Sova here, JD. Oh, the timing, his patience just seemed to leave him at the wrong time. If he'd held that angle, maybe could have done something. But that indicates a lurker,
yes,
right?
Exactly. Exactly. And look at the rotation from NIP. They've read this perfectly.
We can explain that after this round in case people aren't aware of why that was so integral and how this is a misread. Pitt is completely unawares. He's going to be caught off. Yeah, the barrel's given away already. Korea's seen it and done it. I got a little nervous. Korea's not been having a great performance here, but we need to see good post plants. They are clearing this like they expect more players. Their strat worked. It worked and then some. But now they still need to stick the landing. We still have the ultimates coming in. Positions now noted. They know where they are. Ardiis spams away, hoping for the best. No one's there. Post plants predominantly towards short. Mixwell on the swing, though, finds existence. That's a big name gone. JD, though, the swing out, that's 2. He even wants more as well, but you can see where Zeke is. Clearing by process of elimination. Zeke only has so many options, and they're on it. Korea shuts him down. But let's talk about why that was important with the lurk player there.
Yeah, as soon as Pitt goes hunting down A short there, that gives the information over to NIP. It's like, hey, you know, potentially the rotations come through and Pitt's looking for something else around the back line. So NIP read it perfectly, because that kind of gives away, it's the indicator there isn't a second man on site, or at least, you know, Pitt's playing aggressively to get that information early enough so that it benefits G2. As soon as JD takes contact there, I mean, he plays it perfectly, backs up, doesn't take the 1v1, and as soon as that happens, all 3 members come back through market, the hit through A comes.
Mixwell this time. Oh, wow, Korea, that is bold. I mean, you're not having the best game here, but maybe build up that confidence. Maybe this is how you do it. Switch it up a little, find some... Oh, he's let the trigger disciplines forward, but now they're in between a rock and a hard place, forcing Mixwell to fight, and he actually wins it. JD in the meantime walks in and just pushes them out. Say goodbye as Zeke now left in a dire scenario. Too many angles to contain, and NIP bound back so hard.
This is big as well, and hopefully can keep 5 alive from this. As I say that, Rhyme gonna get tapped out there. Korea will secure the deal, but that's a big round now. NIP on 11. And I'll have to take a look at G2's economy. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. I have an ultimate online, Zeke with the showstopper, so potentially he can donate a rifle away. Pit down on the sheriff. Hardest with the operator. Oh no, thinking better of it. Okay, yeah. Switch out. It's an important point to make, right? It's an important point to make is here, what's the value in the operator as opposed to 2 rifles? Again, Pit going to play his life for the info. I mean, yes, okay.
I don't think it's about the weaponry. I think it's about the player wielding it right now.
Fair point. Touche.
I think they're investing on their Mixwell rather than their Pit, you know? And Zeke... back. They've gone slightly different. Yeah, it could have been a lot more than what he garnered. Now, you can see utility being forced back into this to clear hookah, and it's gone pretty well so far. Rhyme now controls at least the first steps towards this, but actually a repeat potentially going back in. If Zeke fancies doubling down on this, that's quite dangerous. They're obviously very cognizant of the fact that someone's there, and it looks like they're trying to fake out the rotations again, trying to pull players over here, keep maybe that additional player towards B, but it's not the case. Zeke, well done. Very strong peek from him. Completely prepared and just hammers it home. And now they're going towards the harder side. Keep in mind, Mixwell did have that off, so he is positioned and ready to go.
Mixwell posted deep in heaven, actually.
But they did see a molly, right? So they know that...
Yeah, exactly.
30 seconds left.
That's again, that's just information. Just that utility shown there tells NIP that there is a little bit of a different setup this time around.
Yeah, this is a big difference, and you can see the site here has been red, but obviously they won't be there for the exact hit. Pit's on the site and Zeke's on the side, but Korea's going to lead his way in. In trouble though, Pit now just spams through. The Sheriff comes in,
left.
JD denies the rotation, or at least the first step. Yeah, timing is a problem. The spike is loose, they can't do anything. They've run out of time. It's going to be 11-11, and JD couldn't even escape that. They ran out of options at the end there. Eventually, I feel like the correct placement, but the timing was so far off.
That's a bit of a fumble in my eyes. Economically, not a massive deal. Again, 11-11. Going to be able to get weapons across the board on the side of NIP. Obviously, because Existence did survive, he can drop one out. Yeah, that didn't go the way it should have. And again, Zeke wins a massive 1v1 on Hooker there. Again, it's this weird, awkward peak battle between him and Rhyme, but just that win, it kind of kills 20 to 25 seconds in the round because NIP are so split.
Very different look again this time. We have Raze over towards A. G2 being very fluid in approach, kind of putting players in very unique positions. Mixwell this time posted towards B with Pit. And obviously we saw the soloing site towards A from Pit as well. So really adjustable positionings, it seems. Patitek working site as best he can. At the moment, first bit of contact made through showers. They're trying to isolate. It's Korea point ardiis. That's not a bad start on the trace there. Even better for Existence. Zeke, though, still tucked into the back of the site. Trying to buy time, trying to allow rotations, tries to avoid it, tries to do everything he can, and Chihuahua walks into the trap. You don't get to play Zeke like that. They're pouring everything into trying to get rid of this one player. There's only 2 of them alive. And again, they're going towards the trap. JD, a different beast altogether, does best Zeke eventually. Now the retake. Not easy with an op. Never has been. Did he see him? He's seen enough. He knows Existence has been playing this corner. How do you remove him from it? Such an integral round. That spike cannot leave that corner yet.
Yeah, this is difficult. I'm not entirely sure why Pit's gone all the way back over here. Maybe expecting the TP. They don't know that Existence has got the spike, but there's no reason for him to be there.
I don't love it.
Because
I mean,
JD's position was noted, and so was Existence. So now the flank comes through market. Maybe a little bit of a saving grace on that.
And we'll see. I mean, it already looked like Breach was considering this, and he is. But he does get the kill. Big work from Pit, and now JD in a 1v2. Now, information is limited, but somewhat. Again, process of elimination. Mixwell can clear as he goes. He has some idea. The smokes go up, so now he knows that Mixwell's around. Cypher, there it is. Good timing on the ultimate here. Will keep some of the information rolling, but JD still needs to do this. He's still trying to fight it out. Mixwell, he does not lose that. And the defuse comes through. G2 get to 12. This could be all but over now.
Match point.
A huge round from Zeke. This nade again here just does so much damage on the way out. Existence gets down to low HP. Big win here against Rhyme. And then he actually gets caught in the Rolling Thunder. I think it's Chihuahua that tries to swing on him in lamps and he just hits the first tap. Just instantly. JD has to, and obviously hard clear him to make use of that time and the space, but Zeke's done huge to get 3 kills in that round.
Now, there is a fashioned buy, but the problem is that Rhyme is going to be left with less than ideal. I wonder what the final look is for this side. Chihuahua quietly approaching, going through the motions. Definitely sees one lose his life. Padded tech, so sharp, so swift towards the showers there. Does cause ardiis to head over towards A. So they would have a favorable, at least, approach towards B, but you can see the camera. It's almost that third man. They now know the information. Do they rotate off the back of it?
Rhyme wary of the orbital strike actually to come through and clear both players out a hookup. Showstopper coming through as well. Not sure if that's going to come through. It did come through the TP with the boom bot. So again, one player isolated in TP here, and here comes the mad rotation back over towards A. They're going to leave Pit on site, Zeke inside TP, and the timing, if they give this up, I'm pretty sure Rhyme is just going to stay posted on this because this is a huge threat to NIP here.
It is. Now, it did at least cause rotations. That paranoia from that previous time where they took that TP all the way around towards A caused that punishment. But it will be Pit. He has to do damage here. He has to do more than he did before. Right on Zeke, so that's that fight towards the TP. Now found, but ardiis still doing damage. Big man turns up in big rounds. 23 seconds. Patience paying dividends, though. Right finds ardiis. And here we go. Pit finally comes into this. Now, look, a 3v2. Still favorable to G2. The spike's still not planted. They cannot find enough respite to be able to get it down. Finally, Priya goes to the plant. Pit swings in, Rhyme's down. It's looking all good unless Priya can finally come online. He can't do it. It's G2 to win it out, but what a close affair that was.
Way closer than I was expecting. 13-11 on Bind is not the story I was hoping to see.
All right, let's go back to the desk. Talk this one through, guys. That was a way closer game than most people expected.
Thank you so much, Pansy and Hypoc. Yes, indeed. I genuinely thought that we were actually going to go to see Haven and get the whole map there. But obviously, I was wrong. NIP couldn't quite raise their game enough to